Come to order. Do you swear affirm to accurately take and transcribe the proceedings in this case to the best of your ability under penalty of law? Thank you.
Good morning, Peter. All right, good morning. Do we have any preliminary matters before the jury comes out?
Not at this time, Judge. Not at this time, Judge. Depending on how counsel presents their evidence, we will have a request regarding our expert watching their expert, but I'm not sure that's relevant for today.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Judge, I do have a couple of matters
Right.
that I'd like to present. May we approach?
Okay, sure. All right, we ready for the jury then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You want to take a look at this?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
It doesn't look like that. It's just whatever you see on the screen is what you see on the screen. There's nothing. No, it's not. Do you want me to see it? No.
It's okay? All right.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Harry Litzky.
Good morning. Yes,
Do
I
we have a
am.
microphone too, please?
Good morning, sir.
There we go.
Mr. Litzky, can you see the screen before you?
I don't have anything. Yes, there it is. Yes.
In terms of foundation, these are the, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is that you're looking at right now?
This is a T-Mobile responsive record, I believe, to a search warrant issued by the Fairfax County Police Department and the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office. This is cell tower location information for Mr. Banfield's phone.
And sir, I'm going to slide down. Do you see the highlighted portion?
I do. This is filtered in particular for the evening of January 9th, 2023. And there's one record in particular. These are in UTC time, so it's reflective of January 10th in the early morning, but it's January 9th for the conversion.
Your Honor, move that in as Defense Exhibit 294.
Any objection?
If I can have the court's indulgence for just one moment.
Sure.
And I misspoke, not Mr. Banfield's. So row 4381, which is highlighted, is just a data session point that T-Mobile logged with location information. The second column from the left, start time, is the beginning of the data session, and the column to its right, end time, is the ending. For locational information in this regard, the beginning time is what I'm focused on.
And sir, I'm going to have you look at Sir, I'm going to have you identify what would be marked as Defendant's Exhibit 295.
I see it.
Can you identify that?
This is just a Google map of the Herndon area with an annotation of the approximate location of the Banfield residence and Stablebrook Way. Also, the tower that handled the data session on the previous slide marked with a red pin.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 295.
Any objection?
No objection.
295?
And so, sir, the jury is waiting to see that. Explain what that previous slide is relating to what you've put in Defense Exhibit 295 and what that shows.
So on the left-hand side, the icon of the house or structure is designed to represent the approximate location of the Banfield residence. And the red pin, which is in sort of the middle of Stratton Woods Park, towards the upper right-hand side, is the location of the T-Mobile cell tower that handled the data session from the previous slide.
Sir, are you able to see that slide?
It's still 295.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Same.
Sir, are you be able to see the next slide identified as Defense Exhibit 296?
I am.
Can you identify that slide?
I can. This is a screenshot of the portable case digital forensic platform for Ms. Banfield's laptop for January 9th, 2023 from, I believe, noon through midnight.
And what is the significance of this document? My apologies, Judge, I can't seem to move that next slide. May I ask the expert for help with this?
All right.
Can you go back one? We were on 296.
Okay, good. 296. There you go.
There you go.
Any objection to 296?
No, ma'am.
All right, 296 in evidence and can be published.
Sir, if you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Could you move your microphone back, please?
If you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is this Exhibit 296 show with regard to your digital forensics analysis?
So I analyzed the data usage from the laptop on this particular date, January 9th.
297. Sir, do you see this slide before you?
I do.
Can you identify it?
This is part of the Google production in response to a search warrant showing the activity from January 9th, 2023 in the evening, particularly the 11:10 startup or creation of the alleged suspect Gmail account.
And Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit number 297.
Any objection?
No objection.
297 in evidence. Publish.
Sir, going from left to right, explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is that's displayed and what the significance of it is.
So on the left, the highlight is just for the Google login history. In the center, the third row down highlighted is a particular entry of note, the IP address, which is the home, the Banfield home IP address, a login. It's both the creation of the account and the first login happening contemporaneously. Again, January 9th, 2023 at approximately 11:10 p.m. And on the lower right, we can see a notation for the CBRN 920 at Gmail account. And that's what this record's reflecting.
And so what are your,
Witness can testify to her phone not being present in the house.
Sustain the objection.
sir, can you explain to the jury in terms of the devices?
So my conclusion is that Ms. Magalhais's device was not in the residence at 11:10 p.m. when the Gmail account, the alleged suspect Gmail account was created.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide, defendant exhibit 298. Sir, can you identify this slide?
If opened,
Your digital forensic analysis.
Mr. Carroll, it only says Microsoft Edge PDF document.
Oh, sorry, Judge.
The document's not open.
It opened on my laptop.
so this is what I received as the Discord responsive documents to a search warrant issued by the Fairfax County Police Department and the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office. This is for Ms. Magalhais's Discord account, and this is the subscriber information with IP addresses corresponding with login events to that account.
And sir, are there any particular login events that you're interested in terms of your analysis of this particular day?
So again, these are UTC records. So if we scroll down to January 10th, 2023, we will see a relevant login for the period of time that we're discussing.
Do you see the highlighted portion, sir?
I do.
Is that the relevant time relating to your analysis of the circumstances?
It is.
Okay, and what, if anything, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Actually, Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 298.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
298 in evidence. Thank you.
Identifying that highlighted portion, is that the relevant portion relating to your analysis of the January 9th analysis?
It is.
And explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how this fits within your analysis and remind them what is January 9th in terms of its significance.
So again, January 9th was the, January 9th at 11:10 p.m. was the date and time where the alleged suspect Gmail account was created at the Banfield residence. I used these records to supplement my other investigative work as a form of corroboration. Ms. Magalhaes' device was a few miles away from the Banfield location at 4:08. This is, again, Discord is not device specific, but Discord has Ms. Magalhaes' account transitioning from a T-Mobile service in the line, the 327 entry at 208.127.225.10. That's a T-Mobile provided IP address, and it's shifting to the home IP address at 11:11 and 30 seconds p.m. On January 9th. So that was used to try to ascertain a time where her device returned home.
And does that, and what, if anything, can you conclude to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty as to January 9th?
I think this is our best window into the time Ms. Magalhaes' device arrived back home.
And I think perhaps you said this, but when was the suspect Gmail account created?
It was created at 11:10 p.m., so 88 seconds prior to this event.
Okay, and was there, is there anything else relating to January 9th on the defense exhibits up to 298?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to ask you to look at the slide before you. Can you see that?
I can, but not in presentation mode. Okay,
Can you see that slide?
I can.
Can you see that slide?
I can.
And sir, if you could look at what would be marked as Defendant's Exhibit 237.
I see it.
Can you identify that?
I can. This is a Google responsive document to a search warrant again, with the alleged suspect Gmail account reflecting a login on February 13th, 2023.
Okay. Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 237.
Any objection?
Just this slide, no objection.
237. Okay.
Sir, if you could explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the significance of this slide going from left to right is relating to February 13th, 2023.
Again, on the left, we have highlighted just this particular data set, which is the Google login history. The top row in the middle reflects the particular login we're discussing now. The IP address is the Banfield residence. It's a login February 13th, 2023 at 7:33 and 12 seconds a.m. From a Windows computer. And again, this is to the alleged suspect Gmail account, not Ms. Banfield's sort of true name account.
And what's the significance?
There was a login to the alleged suspect account on this morning.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defense Exhibit 238. Sir, do you identify that exhibit?
I do. This is a login a few minutes later at 7:45 a.m. to Ms. Banfield's actual email account, her sort of personal account, for lack of a better term.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 238.
Any objection?
No objection.
238.
Can you please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the significance of this defense exhibit and what the three columns essentially mean?
Sure. So unlike the prior exhibit, this is to Ms. Banfield's actual account, the C Banfield RN at Gmail account. So I highlighted this as significant because, again, we're seeing a movement in and out of the suspect, the alleged suspect account, and the real personal account belonging to Ms. Banfield. I have some, with regard to the catfishing theory, I see some consistency issues here.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit number 239. Sir, can you see that exhibit?
I can.
And can you identify it as an exhibit and what the foundation of that is?
This is on the same morning of February 13th, 2023. It's a few minutes later, 7:48, approximately 7:48 and 41 seconds a.m. And this is a login now back to the alleged suspect Gmail account.
And in looking at these last three slides, the time is important in terms of analysis, correct?
It is.
What's the significance to your analysis?
Well, in a 15-minute window, we've gone from the alleged suspect account to the known attributable account with Ms. Banfield, and now back to the suspect account.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit number 239.
Any objection?
No objection.
239.
And I apologize, if you could explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the significance of how 237, 238, and 239 connect.
Judge, objection asked and answered.
Sustained. Next question.
Sir, on the right-hand side, it indicates, or what, if anything, does that item indicate, that artifact?
On the right-hand side, we have the IP address, which hasn't changed. It's a login. These are all logins. The date and time. This is now the 7:48 event. And then in the evidence information, a few lines down, the source is the determining record for whether or not this is from the C Banfield RN account or the CBRN 920 suspect account. And that's just, to tell them apart.
And if you can, explain the significance of the CB Banfield RN account and the CBRN 920 account.
The C Banfield RN account is what I've come to know as Ms. Banfield's legitimate sort of personal email. The CBRN 920 account is the one we've been referring to as the alleged suspect account. That's the one that was created to set up FetLife and then to facilitate communication on Telegram as part of the meeting with Mr. Ryan.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. This will be identified as Defense Exhibit 186.
I already have 186 in evidence, is that,
I believe, Judge, that's the same exhibit, and it's just been included in this.
that is the same, is it okay, 186 can be,
Planning something for surgery, yes.
can be posted? Yeah.
And, Your Honor, I believe this has been moved into evidence?
Yes, it's in
Yes.
evidence,
Okay.
it's being displayed.
Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
Okay, and what, if anything, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury regarding your analysis of this?
So these are FetLife communications. These are for outbound communication or messages from the account purporting to be that of Ms. Banfield. These are all on the morning of February 13th, and they're all in or around overlapping with the time frames of the Gmail login accounts or login events that we were just discussing.
And identifying them, how are you identifying whom is speaking to whom? This would be identified as Defense Exhibit 241. Sir, can you identify that?
I can.
And if you can explain, is this, how did you come to receive this, and how did you rely upon it in your analysis?
This was a document received from the Treasury Department's Inspector General office. It was provided to the Fairfax County Police Department and provided to me as part of a stipulation of records. This particular record is for the Easy Pass toll device that was assigned to Mr. Banfield.
And is that identified in the third column?
As the transponder or plate number?
Yes.
Yes.
And what, if anything, did you rely upon in this particular document?
The location of Mr. Banfield's transponder, presumably his assigned work vehicle, in particular on the morning of February 13th.
Judge, I'm going to object to
The documents that you received, what, if anything, were they, what, if anything, identified to Mr. Banfield's Treasury vehicle?
It's a record they keep track of. They have these assigned out to personnel. They pay for the account.
And so in looking at these records, how did you utilize them in your digital forensic analysis?
Well, it's an Easy Pass transponder, so it can be associated with location information, and that's the purpose I used it for on this morning, on February 13th,
Your Honor, I
2023.
move that in as Defense Exhibit number 241.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
241 in evidence.
And what can you tell from the morning of February 13th, 2023?
So there were 4 entries of on that date, 2 eastbound on the Dulles Toll Road and 2 westbound later on the Dulles Toll Road. These are in East Coast time, so there's no conversion. So the first entry and column B is the transaction date, not to be confused with column A, which is the posting date. So we have an entry that's boxed in green on the morning of the 13th at 6:05 a.m. And it says that this transponder and the vehicle it was in entered the Dulles Toll Road heading in the eastbound direction. Shows us that the same transponder and the vehicle in which it was installed passed through the Dulles mainline toll plaza that is near Tyson's or in Tyson's at 6:12 a.m. heading east. Rows 23 and 24 are the corresponding return trip into the main line heading westerly, and then Fairfax Parkway, also heading westerly. Looks like an exit at 11:35. So the transponder was past Tyson's heading east at 6:12 and didn't return until 11:35.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide. Sir, do you see the slide before you, Defense Exhibit 242?
I do.
And what did you see there?
So these are T-Mobile provided location records for Mr. Banfield's mobile device. This particular section highlighted is for, again, the morning of February 13th, 2023, and these are in UTC time.
And so what does that convert to?
So the first entry begins at 6:17 a.m. There's a subsequent entry at 6:22 a.m., 6:29 a.m., and then it jumps forward to 10:35 a.m.
And what, if anything, can, Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 242?
Any objection?
Judge, I hate to do this, but if you can scroll to the top to show
Sure.
that it's identified as Mr. Banfield's phone.
Could you
I
go to
certainly
the top, please?
And it came all the way down. Thank you, no objection.
All right. That 242 is in evidence.
Sir, the highlighted portion is what you were previously identifying?
It was, yes.
Okay. And just pointing out, let's see if I can move it up just a little bit more. Pointing out the columns, column E, what is that?
Column E is the date and time of the beginning of this particular session that T-Mobile logged, and the to the right towards column M is the location of the cell tower that handled this data transmission.
And this was in UTC time?
These are all in UTC time.
So subtract 5 hours?
Correct.
Okay. And what, if anything, can you conclude to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty based upon these records?
That Mr. Banfield's mobile device was not at or near the residence at the time of the Gmail logins or the FetLife messages we saw in previous slides.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. Your Honor, this would be identified as Exhibit Defense Exhibit 242.
We just had to.
Oh, I'm sorry. 243. Let me move on to. Defense Exhibit 243. Sir, do you see that?
I do.
Okay, and this is, explain what that is showing there on the screen.
It's still just, the PDF is not open.
Thank you. These are AT&T wireless records that correspond to Mr. Banfield's work-issued mobile device. So the Same kind of records as we just saw with T-Mobile. This is AT&T for a different phone.
And sir, I'm going to scroll to the highlighted portions and have you identify them. And these are the documents that you received from the Commonwealth in discovery?
They are. I believe these were obtained also with a search warrant.
Sir, can you see the screen?
I can.
And are these documents that were utilized in your digital forensics analysis?
They are.
And what's the significance of this particular screen?
Again, this is the AT&T wireless corresponding location information from Mr. Banfield's IRS phone. And this particular page is location information for February 13th, 2023 at 10:13 in the morning.
Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit number 243.
Any objection?
No objection.
243 in evidence.
Sir, I'm on page 1,602 of 1,757 records. What particular columns were of interest to you in your analysis?
So on the left-hand side, obviously, we have the date and time and UTC. Far to the right, we have Latin long coordinates for the cell location, and that is what I was looking at for my analysis, the actual physical location.
And sir, do you need me to scroll up?
I don't. I'm fine with this.
Okay. And this was part of your analysis as to the whereabouts of Mr. Banfield on February 13th?
At least his devices, yes.
Okay. And what, if anything, can you conclude based upon what you've presented?
That Mr. Banfield's easy passing vehicle, his personal phone, and his work phone were in Maryland from a period about 6:49, 6:50 through after 10 a.m. on the morning of February 13th.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide. Sir, can you identify that slide?
I can. It's just a Google map with the timing of the FetLife exchanges annotated.
And sir, what is this exhibit intending to show?
I was intending on annotating the location of the various devices and times that I analyzed, just to show sort of a east to west progression of the devices that morning.
Your Honor, I'd identify this as Defense Exhibit 244 and move it into evidence.
Any objection?
Judge, in its current format, it contains annotations that have not been created by the witness in court, so we would object.
What's your objection then, Foundation?
Hearsay.
Excuse me?
Hearsay. It's an out-of-court statement.
All right.
Your Honor, I believe that he's already testified to these FetLife exchanges, which are just the timing of it, and the intent is to show the travel, which we've taken away from the previous objectionable.
Judge, this is the same problem we had with the graph exhibits. Counsel.
All right, I'll sustain the
objected to.
objection.
Sir, at the time of the FetLife exchanges, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury where Mr. Banfield's devices were at the relevant times?
They were in vicinity of Cheltenham, Maryland,
And what's in Cheltenham, Maryland?
the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center.
And the previous slides that we were talking about, let me reference those. Defense Exhibit 186, what are those?
These are the FetLife messages that were sent on the morning of February 13th, 2023.
And sir, at the time that the FetLife, Defense Exhibit 239, was that one of the FetLife exchanges?
Judge, asked and answered. We've been through these exhibits.
All right, I'll sustain as asked and answered.
Okay. Sir, let's move on to January 23rd. Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. Defense Exhibit 245. Sir, can you identify that slide and what it contains? Actually, just identify it as something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis.
It is. This is part of the Google responsive documentation I received through a stipulation reflecting a login to the alleged suspect Gmail account on January 23rd.
And Your Honor, I'd move that in as Defense Exhibit 245.
No objection.
245 in evidence.
Sir, please explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the significance of these three columns are based upon your analysis of January 23rd, 2023.
Yeah, so on the left, just reflecting the login history, the highlighted row in the middle is the one we're discussing here, January 23rd, 2023 at approximately 11:22 p.m. On the right, we see the IP address, which is the Banfield residence. It's a login. And in the evidence information, we're confirming that this is to the CBRN 920 Gmail account.
And these are artifacts that you analyzed relating to January 23rd?
They are.
And what's the significance of January 23rd in terms of the devices?
In this particular instance, it is a login to the alleged suspect Gmail account, which is, obviously relevant given the nature of the investigation.
Here, I'm going to move on to the next slide. Sir, can you identify that?
These are outbound FetLife messages from the account purporting to be that of Ms. Banfield, all from the similar time frame, January 23rd, 2023, around 11:30 p.m.
Your Honor, I'd identify this as Defense Exhibit 191.
It's already in evidence.
Okay. And sir, what's the significance of these messages relating to the timing of the devices?
Just that they were happening about the same time as the login to the alleged suspect Gmail account.
Here, I'm going to move on to what will be identified as Defense Exhibit 247. Sir, can you identify Defense Exhibit 247?
Again, you have to open the Excel spreadsheet.
I'm sorry?
You have to open the Excel spreadsheet. It just says Excel on here.
Your Honor, actually, I think we identified the spreadsheet independently in this. This would be Defense Exhibit 248.
Right, this is the first time we've seen
Okay,
248.
okay.
So we are skipping 247.
Yeah,
It does not
247
make
was
up.
the icon, that was the.
246,
Okay.
246 and 247, we're on 248.
Let me just clarify, Your Honor. 246 was already, I'm sorry, that was 191.
191 is in evidence.
247 was just the icon, Judge, and I think that's,
Okay, so 248 is where we're at.
yes.
Okay.
Sir, can you identify this exhibit?
I can. This is a screenshot of the full document, which is 247, which is a large spreadsheet provided by Google in response to a Commonwealth search warrant or law enforcement search warrant. This is Google's geofence location, that is geolocation information pursuant to Mr. Banfield's mobile device. And it runs from, I think, January 18th through February 20th. And it's 20 or 30,000 rows of data.
Your Honor, I'm going to move that in as Defense Exhibit 248.
Any objection?
Judge, can I just voir dire?
Okay.
That might make it easier. Mr. Litzky, I'm looking at what appears to be a screenshot of an inset, something you clicked on. If I look at the header at the very top of the screen, is that the root document from which you have pulled this screenshot?
It is.
Okay,
and-
so Google search warrant return 6923, specifically location for Brendan Banfield at gmail.com?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
No
you.
objection.
All right, 248 in evidence.
Sir, I'm going to try to find the portion that you relied upon.
This is just a screenshot, so it's not going to move. I think on the next slide,
Okay.
you may have that.
Yeah, that says.
What's the significance of the documents in Defense Exhibit 248?
So again, these are the responsive documents provided by Google. They provide location information for the device on which this data was collected. That is Mr. Banfield's mobile device. This screenshot is just at the very start of the spreadsheet, so it shows the column headings and the information that Ms. Sands just ran through. And above that, we see the folder structure as it was provided in Discovery.
Your Honor, I'd identify this as Defense Exhibit 249. I'd move that into evidence.
Any objection, 249?
No, ma'am.
249 in evidence?
Sir, what, if anything, did you review relating to this particular screen of the Google return?
Yeah, so this is just a screenshot of the same records now advanced to the particular day in question, that is January 23rd, 2023, at approximately 11:35 p.m. Obviously, these records are in UTC and require our 5-hour conversion.
And so what's the accurate time with that conversion?
11.
Asked and answered. He testified as 11:35.
Sustained?
What's the significance of this, sir?
This reflects the position of Mr. Banfield's device on that date and time.
And what, if anything, can you opine about his position at that point?
He was not, his device was not home.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide.
All right.
I'm sorry, that 249 is in evidence, correct?
Correct.
Sir, can you identify Exhibit 250?
This is just a Google map with an icon of the Banfield residence in its approximate location.
And what, if anything, can you, in terms of this map and the previous data forensics, digital forensics that you looked at, what can you conclude to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty relating to this map?
Again, that Mr. Banfield's device was not at home during the relevant period of the Gmail login or the FetLife messages. I'm able to annotate his approximate location on here corresponding to the Google location information if desired.
Your Honor, can we have him identify, based upon his analysis, where on this map Mr. Banfield was at the time?
If you want to have market, that's fine.
Yes.
May I refer to my notes, Your Honor?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So there were two entries about here. I have these logged at 11:19 and 11:21 respectively. And then one just short of home, sort of in the neighborhood, at 11:29 PM on the night of the 23rd.
And what's the relevant login for the Gmail?
If we could go back a few slides, my apologies.
250A.
Judge, is there any way for the witness to identify the times? We have 3 different times associated with 3 different circles, but nothing to clarify from this exhibit.
All right, can you just put the times maybe under the surface, please?
Of course.
And then once the times are there, there's no objection, 250 or 250A?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
And those are all PM.
Let's print that one. Okay. All right, should be able to clear it now. Yes.
Am I able to move the
You
exhibit?
can move it, yes,
Okay.
it just clears this. Okay, good.
Sir, let me know.
There's fine. So we could see, so the last annotation before Mr. Banfield's device arrived home was 11:29 PM. We can see here that the login to the alleged suspect Gmail account was at 11:22 PM. And if you advance one slide, please, we can look at the FetLife messages as well. So we can see here there was one at 11:28 PM and the second at 11:35 PM.
And sir, what can you conclude to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty? Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide. Sir, let's talk about January 30th. And on to the next slide, Judge. Defense Exhibit 251. Sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
And what, if anything, did you rely upon in your digital forensic analysis relating to this slide?
This is another Google responsive document showing a login to the alleged suspect Gmail account, which occurred on January 30th, 2023 at approximately 10:36 PM.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 251.
Any objection?
No objection.
251.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide. Sir, can you see?
Account, that's the alleged suspect Gmail account. So we have 2 logins this evening.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 252.
Any objection?
No objection.
252.
Your Honor, move on to the next slide.
All right.
Sir, can you identify what has been marked and introduced as Defense Exhibit 194?
It's already in evidence.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, these are two outbound FetLife messages from the account purporting to be that of Ms. Banfield's from the same evening, January 30th, 2023 at 10:47 and 10:58 p.m. respectively.
And what's the significance of those times related to the previous artifacts that you've analyzed and testified to the jury about?
It's the same evening, around the same time.
All right, move on to the next slide, Defense Exhibit 247. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 248.
248 is already in evidence.
Sir, can you identify, I'm sorry, you said it was already in evidence?
It's already in evidence.
Sir, what is this artifact in terms of your digital forensic analysis?
Judge asked and answered.
Sustained.
What, if anything, actually, if you've already testified to it, I'll move on to the next one. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 255.
Okay.
Sir, do you recognize this exhibit?
I do.
And what's the significance of this particular exhibit for your digital forensic analysis?
These are the same Google responsive geolocation records aligned with Mr. Banfield's personal mobile device. This is just a different, we're looking at it here for January 30th, 2023.
And in terms of the previous slide, 248, is that for the same time frame?
No, this is just the records themselves showing the attribution and their original location.
Your Honor, I'd move into evidence Defense Exhibit 255.
Any objection?
No objection.
255?
Move to Defense Exhibit 250, Judge.
250 is in evidence.
Already in evidence. Sir, in terms of the previous analysis that you've done on the documents and the records, can you explain how that, what 250 is relating to your analysis?
This is just a Google map showing the approximate location of the Banfield residence, and I can annotate the location from the prior two slides if so desired.
Okay. Go ahead and mark the locations that you've identified in your analysis.
May I refer to my notes again, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Make this 250B then?
250B, yes. And sir, can you explain your annotations to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Yes, these are just the approximate locations corresponding to the records we reviewed, showing where Mr. Banfield's mobile device was on the evening of the 30th.
Okay, and those are the what's the relevant time relating to the digital activity?
If we could go back a couple of slides.
Before you do,
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to print this as 250?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And I see no objection, 250?
No objection.
Okay.
Judge, I won't go back until you tell me.
Okay, it's almost done. There you go. Now you can go back.
Let me know, sir.
So this is fine. We can see both here. So again, we can see that we had a Google login to the suspect Gmail account at 10:36. We had a second one at 11:03. And if we go forward one, we have FetLife exchanges, outbound FetLife exchanges at 10:47 and 10:58. And then, as I just annotated, at 10:52, Mr. Banfield's device was in Reston, nearer to the Lifetime Fitness location than it was to the residence.
Sorry, Judge.
That's right.
Let's move on to February 7th, 2023. Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, which is going to be Defense Exhibit 257. Sir, can you identify that?
I can.
And what, if anything, does that, what, if anything, did you look at in your digital forensic analysis, and is it showing on this slide?
Google responsive record showing another login to the alleged suspect Gmail account, this one on February 7th, 2023 at 10:02 p.m.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 257.
Any objection?
No objection.
257 in evidence.
And how does this tie into the events of February 7th?
Just reflecting that there was a login to the suspect Gmail account on this date at this time.
And just as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's the relationship between the logins to the Gmail account and the other accounts that are used?
So the Gmail account was used to set up and kick off the other two accounts. However, we have established, I have established that there were recurring logins to the Gmail account for things like account maintenance, email inbox deletion, inbox review of new messages, things of that nature.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, which I believe we've previously had Defense Exhibit 199. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'd move 257 into evidence.
257 is in evidence. All right.
Is it,
Yes, we already moved it in.
has it already been shown to the jury?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
All right,
Defense
back to
ag-
199, which is in evidence. Okay.
Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
And what's the significance of this in terms of timing on the other items that you've shown?
These are the outbound FetLife messages from the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield on February 7th, 2023, around the same time as the Gmail login we were just discussing at 10:08, 10:12, and 10:15.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 247.
.248 is already in evidence.
Yes. Sir, what is this in relation to your,
Judge asked and answered.
what's a different I think it's a different day, Judge, so it's a different question.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the significance of your analysis of this particular record that's already into evidence as Defense Exhibit 248?
This was actually just to illustrate the record itself. I believe the next slide is the one with the
Your Honor, move to
corresponding location information.
Defense Exhibit 260. Sir, do you identify that?
I do, yes.
And what is this document?
This is, again, the Google responsive geolocation information associated with Mr. Banfield's mobile device. This is for the reflective of the evening of February 7th, 2023 at approximately 10:12 p.m.
All right, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 260.
Any objection?
No objection.
260?
Sir, does that highlighted box support what you just testified to?
It does. That's one of the corresponding points.
What other points were you looking at in that document?
The one immediately below it at 3:12 and 49 seconds Zulu, so that would be about 10:13 p.m. on the evening of the 9th. The one above it as well. All three rows, 16309, the highlighted one, and 16311 are actually identical geolocation points,
Okay.
stationary.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to what will be marked as Defense Exhibit 261. Sir, do you identify this exhibit?
I do. This is a Google map, traditional or default map view with the Banfield House approximate location. Also included is a satellite view of a related area on this map as well, which correspond to the geolocation points I just mentioned on the previous slide.
And are you able to, based upon the previous slide, identify where the geolocation of the device that you were analyzing is?
I am, yes.
And can you mark on the map where that was?
I can. May I refer to my notes again, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Your Honor. May we move this in as Defense Exhibit 261?
Any objection?
No objection.
261?
So those three stationary points are right down here at the bottom of the map. They were from 10 to 10:13. And it turns out, as we can see from the image on the right, it's at a gas station, not terribly far from home. And that would explain, in my experience in training, the stationary nature of the three successive location points.
And what's the significance of the login and any communications on FetLife and the timing?
And Mr. Banfield's device was not at home during any of that activity.
Your Honor, I would identify that as Defense Exhibit 261A.
All right.
No objection.
No objection. Okay, 261A, just give us a moment to print it. All right, while we're printing that, is this a good time to take a break, Mr. Carroll?
Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our morning recess of 15 minutes. Again, do not talk to anybody about the case, and don't do any outside research, okay? And again, sir, since you're still testifying, do not discuss the case with anybody or your testimony. And Mr. Carroll, if you could grab those printed sheets from below you, I'd appreciate it, and we'll come back then at 11:45, okay?
All rise.
Cool, perfect. Then I can ask her to just leave it. Because at this point, work must go on.
All right, your next question.
Thank you, Your Honor. So let's move on to February 17th, 2023. I'm going to ask you to identify Defendant Exhibit 262. Can you identify that?
I can.
And is this something that you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis?
It is. This is the Google responsive records showing the account login. This one in particular is on February 17th, 2023 at approximately 11:20 p.m. And this is to the alleged suspect Gmail account.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 262.
No objection.
262 in evidence.
And sir, what's the significance of this slide and the artifacts that it contains?
It's a login to the alleged suspect Gmail account from the Banfield residence.
Your Honor, move on to slide number, oh, I'm sorry, Defense Exhibit 263. Sir, do you identify this exhibit?
I do.
And how is it that you identify this exhibit?
This is another part of the Google responsive records. This is another login, a second login to the same alleged suspect account, just 4 minutes later, 11:23 p.m. 3
Your
minutes
Honor,
later.
move that in as Defense Exhibit 263.
Any objection?
No objection.
261 is in evidence, yes.
Objection.
261 is in evidence, yes.
Sir, in the context of 262 and 263, have you seen this exhibit before?
I have.
Okay, what's the significance in relation to those other logins?
These are two outbound FetLife messages on the same date at about the same time.
And is there any identifying characteristics to these messages?
These are both outbound from the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield.
Your Honor, I'm going to move the slide
All right.
to Defense Exhibit 247. Here, I'm going to move the slide to Defense Exhibit 248.
It's already in evidence. We've been there 4 times, just to let you know.
I understand, Your Honor.
Okay.
Sir, this is Defense Exhibit 248, which has already been introduced into evidence. What's the significance of this
Objection asked and answered.
Sustain.
related to,
All right.
it's a specific date, Judge, if I may.
Judge, the next slide is the
The
specific
next slide will
date.
be the specific date, I think. Correct. There we go.
Sir, do you see Defense Exhibit 266?
I do.
And I believe that's been introduced into evidence, Judge?
No.
No, okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Litzky, what is it that we're looking at here, this particular slide?
So this is a part of the Google geolocation responsive records associated with Mr. Banfield's mobile device. This particular line highlighted is for the evening of February 17th at about 11:21 p.m.
Your Honor, move that in as Defense Exhibit 266.
All right.
No objection.
266 in evidence.
And what you've just testified to is in the highlighted box?
The highlighted box and the two rows after it.
Can you identify those rows that you're referring to for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
particularly, I've crossed it out, that row, which is 11:29 PM, that row, 2 rows above it. If you look at column E, particularly on row 24887, or 24886 rather, you can see the number 4,684. That's a really large radius. To me, through my training and experience, that is an inaccurate measurement. I don't, I just typically avoid those. I ignore them when I'm doing my analysis, so I'm skipping that row. The row after it is informative, and the row before, 2 before the highlighted box is also informative for this analysis.
You're going to move on to the next slide, Defense Exhibit 250. And sir, what's the significance of this exhibit as to your analysis?
Objection asked and answered, it's in evidence.
Well, 250 is in evidence, so if you just want to ask him.
Yes. As your analysis that you've previously given to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how does it apply to this particular slide?
Sure. I can annotate the location of Mr. Banfield's mobile device as provided by Google as an approximation, relative to when the device arrived home.
And so, Your Honor, may he annotate with the times as well?
All right, if you want to make it 250C?
250C, yes. And what, if anything, does that indicate?
So that's the last geolocation point reported before the device reports basically in the house, at the house.
And how do you analyze the arrival in the house? What do you look at?
Well, if we go back to the large spreadsheet, we can see coordinates that actually plot to the house itself.
Before we do any sort of moving, is there anything related to your analysis beyond that marking as well as the numbers that are next to it?
So the earlier points were back towards Reston, so I just jumped ahead at the last one before the device registered in the house.
Okay. Your Honor.
You can move, it's okay.
Yes. Is that the information you were referring to, sir?
Yes. If I can annotate on this if helpful. But so this whole swath here, 38.9404 and minus 77.4056, those are essentially in the house. So if we look above that, any numbers that differ for those, just as a shortcut, some easy analysis, reflect locations outside of the house, away from the house. So it's fairly easy to look at a spreadsheet like this and just go down the column, and where we see the switch over from a different number, bless you, to those to the numbers I just referenced, that's sort of a breaking point of when the device arrived home.
Your Honor, I'd identified that with the markings as Defense Exhibit 266A.
All right.
Sir, is there something else that you were referencing relating to the original map?
No.
Okay. I'll wait until.
Go ahead.
Sir, I'm going to ask you what has previously been marked Defense Exhibit 127,
It's already in evidence.
and it's already in evidence. Do you recognize that?
I do.
And it's been moved into evidence. What's the significance of the artifact information relating to the picture that's before you?
This is the photo that Mrs. Banfield took of herself on January 17th at 7:20, approximately 7:20 p.m. This photo would ultimately be cropped and uploaded and used on the FetLife website in connection with the account creation there on the same date.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 128.
It's already in evidence.
Sir, do you see the slide that's before you that's already been admitted into evidence?
Yeah, this was just when Mrs. Banfield shared the same photo we just saw on the last slide.
Judge, I'm going to object to this line of questioning. Asked and answered, we've
Asked
been
and
over.
answered, sustained.
Sir, I think we've already seen this. Let me move on to the next slide, Your Honor, which is Defense Exhibit 299.
Okay.
Sir, can you identify this exhibit?
Again,
And what are the, what did you use this exhibit for in your analysis?
this is part of the digital forensic analysis from Mrs. Banfield's laptop. This just shows essentially the start of the session. It's a Windows logon event at approximately 9:59 p.m. on January 17th.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 299.
Any objection?
No objection.
299?
And what's the significance of this with the previous exhibits that were put into evidence?
Well, this is Mrs. Banfield's laptop. It's the security identifier associates with her user profile on the laptop, and it's really just the start of a session. Basically a logon event. So it's, other than being the same date and later in the evening, it doesn't really tie to the first two exhibits.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit number 300. And sir, what, if anything, did you review and analyze relating to this exhibit?
This is also from Mrs. Banfield's laptop. This is just part of the logon sequence where the laptop is joining the home Wi-Fi on the night of the 17th. I believe we discussed some of this last week. It was just less formal than it is presented here.
And are there individual identifiers as to the logon and as to the time and what the search is?
This is the evening of January 17th. It's also at approximately 9:59. It's within a second or two of the logon event, which is normal. Once we start up our computer, it does a lot in the background to include grabbing a known Wi-Fi if it's in a location.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit number 300.
Any objection?
No objection.
300?
Your Honor, I'm going to identify as Defense Exhibit 301. Sir, can you identify that?
Again,
And what, if anything, did you utilize of that data in your digital forensics analysis?
it's from the same laptop. It's just showing a Google website visit, opening up probably with Chrome. Again, just sort of established baseline activity as the computer is starting up.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit number 301.
Any objection?
No objection.
301?
Sir, can you identify what will be marked as Defense Exhibit number 302?
I can.
And what, if anything, do Do you recognize this information?
I do.
And what is this information?
This is part of the Google responsive documentation from the search warrant, and this just reflects a Google search that was conducted on this same evening, on January 17th, 2023, around the same time, shortly after what we just saw, the computer sort of starting up, or at least Mrs. Banfield's account logging on. This is at 9:59 and 52 seconds, and it's just, the search term was Google search.
Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit number 302.
Any objection?
No objection.
302.
Now, sir, what's the significance of this in relation to the other logins and searches that you've discussed in this date frame?
So again, this is a search conducted under Mrs. Banfield's sort of personal account. We can see on the right-hand side, about in the middle, under evidence information, the source, we can see that it's the cbanfieldrn@gmail account, and I'm happy to circle that if it's helpful. So it's
Can you just
just,
describe where it is on the screen?
yeah, it's on the far right-hand column under the details, a little bit above, I guess, the midway point, under evidence information source. And that's where we look to determine which account was registering the activity with Google servers on this date at this time.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to defense exhibit number 303. And sir, what, if anything, is this in relation to your digital forensic analysis of this date of January 17th, 2023?
So this is a navigation to the Facebook website using Google Chrome on Mrs. Banfield's laptop. And this occurred at 10:01 p.m. on the 17th.
Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit number 303.
Any objection?
No objection.
303.
And sir, there's a highlighted portion there. Is that relating to the artifacts on the right-hand side?
Yeah, so whatever's in the middle highlighted will reflect, the details in the right-hand column will reflect that particular entry or that particular artifact.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to defense exhibit 304. Sir, do you recognize that?
I do.
And there's a highlighted portion down there. What does that relate to?
This is navigation within Facebook on the Facebook server, on the Facebook website, where the user of the laptop navigated to a media attachment within their respective Facebook account.
Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit 304.
Any objection?
No objection.
304.
Now, sir, the highlighted area correlates with the details and the artifacts in what way?
Basically, for every, in the middle, we have rows and columns, not unlike a spreadsheet. And so for what we have on the far right is the same information in the same order, just presented vertically. So we have URL, date visited, title, and we can see the corresponding rows on the far right. So we have title, typed count, transition link, visit source, artifact type, and then it cuts off in the middle. But what you see continuing on the right vertically actually extends if I were to scroll over within the digital forensic software, it would become too large to present in this view.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, exhibit 305. Oops. Sir, can you see Exhibit 305?
I can.
Can you identify it?
I can.
Is this your work product?
It is.
Your Honor, move that in as Exhibit 305.
Any objection?
No objection.
305?
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is it that we're looking at and the significance of any of the timing or the particular logins?
Yeah, so this is part of the Google responsive documentation. This is January 17th, 2023 at now approximately 10:03 p.m. And this is a login to the alleged suspect Gmail account, the cbrn920@gmail.com. This came from the Banfield residence from a Windows computer.
And in terms of the timing of the previous logins and what's the significance of at 10:03?
These are, I believe, presented in chronological order, and these are in close in time, rapid succession. I think we saw the login to the computer itself at 9:59. 10:01, we're in a Google search, or 10:01, we're into Facebook, downloading media or navigating the media rather, and now 10:03, we're into the Gmail account.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to slide Defense Exhibit 306. Do you recognize this slide, sir?
I do.
Is this part of the digital forensics that you relied upon
It is.
and examined?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 306.
No objection.
306?
Sir, what, if anything, can you tell the jury about what these artifacts reveal?
This is a downloading of media from Facebook, downloading an image in particular.
And are you able to tell, based upon this, what that image is?
We can see the file name of the image. It's probably easiest in the right-hand column. The second line down is file name. That's the name of the actual image. The download source is part of a more complex, data point. But this corresponds with the media that was on Facebook website viewed just a minute or two earlier.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defense Exhibit number 307. And sir, do you identify this? Can you identify this slide?
I can.
Okay, and is this something that you worked with in your digital forensics analysis?
It is.
Okay, Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit number 307.
No objection.
307?
And sir, if you could tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury exactly what it is we're looking at here.
So these are part of the Google responsive documents. This is the attachment to an email sent from the alleged suspect Gmail account to the alleged suspect Gmail account. It's the same file attachment to this email that was downloaded to the laptop on the previous exhibit.
And so emailing from the same email to the same email, what's the significance of that?
It's a way to send yourself data, send yourself, in this case, a picture.
And what, if anything, can you conclude regarding the artifacts in this slide?
It's the same picture that was downloaded from Mrs. Banfield's Facebook account a minute or so earlier.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defense Exhibit number 308. Sir, can you identify this
I can.
exhibit? And what, if anything, did you rely upon in your digital forensics analysis in this case?
So this is analysis from Mrs. Banfield's mobile device, her phone, and it's just communication occurring at about 10:04 p.m.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 308.
Any objection?
No objection.
308.
And sir, how does this, other than the timing of it, fit into the previous slides that you've analyzed?
The timing to me is most noteworthy. It shows that somebody is awake and using this device at the same time the other device is being used to exchange information that is centric to this investigation.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to defense exhibit number 309. Sir, can you identify this slide?
I can.
And what, if anything, does this show as part of your digital forensic examination?
This is about 40 minutes later in the evening at approximately 10:46 p.m. And this is back on the laptop and the initiation of the Photos app within Windows.
And the timing of that, is that significant relating to your investigation?
It is related to the FetLife account creation, yes.
And is that what January 17th is in terms of the connection to this case?
It is, yes.
Your Honor, I move this defense exhibit number 309 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
309?
Your Honor, move to the next slide, defense exhibit 310. Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
And explain or can you just identify how it was used in your analysis?
This is part of the FetLife response to the search warrant that they received. It's the sort of most complete representation of the document that I can provide. It shows the location of the files provided, the raw files provided by FetLife, and then the particular text file associated with the account creation at FetLife.
Your Honor, move that in as defense exhibit number 310.
Any objection?
No objection.
310?
And sir, in looking at this slide, which you've identified, is the, can you just guide the ladies and gentlemen of the jury as to the area where the, you've described each of these things, where it is in the file, what the location information is, and what was received from FetLife?
Sure. The text box to the right of the screen, or the right middle of the screen, is what FetLife actually provides. It's the raw data. It's a little choppy and tough to read. The columns or the associated data that they've collected and are reporting here is at the top. I realize it's wrapped around, which makes it worse, but we can see the user ID that we discussed earlier this morning, 163-63905. That is the user ID associated with this account. We can see sign up is the nature of this action. The verification email, the CBRN 920 account is listed here as well. And then we have the date and time, of course, in UTC. So this is actually on January 17th, 2023 at approximately 10:47 and 56 seconds, so 10:48 p.m.
Here I'm going to move to defense exhibit 311. And sir, do you identify this?
I do.
And along with your analysis of this FetLife image, can you, is this something that you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Here I move that in as defense exhibit number 311.
Any objection?
No objection.
311?
Sir, can you explain the layout of this slide and the significance in your investigation?
Yeah, unfortunately, this is even worse than the one before it.
Just objection to the characterization of
I'll
the
sustain
evidence.
the objection.
I'm sorry. This is how FetLife captures the uploading of an image. We can see JPG or JPEG, which is an image file. We see the date and the time. Aside from that, we see a lot of sizing and elements of the photo itself, the digital image itself, but there's not a lot here to link back to what we're talking about, other than FetLife is acknowledging that an image was uploaded as part of this account.
In terms of what you just said about sizing and the image and things like that, can you just point where that is within that grouping in the text box?
Well, we can see sort of dimensions, original width, format is JPEG, that's a picture file, height, file size, so those are all aspects, those are all metadata of the image that was uploaded itself.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 312.
All right.
Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
And is this something that you relied upon in your digital forensics analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, move this in as Defense Exhibit 312.
Any objection?
No objection.
312.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury of what this artifact and what this slide indicates relating to your digital forensic analysis?
So this is the actual picture that we saw sort of contextually in a raw format from the previous slide. So this is the photo that was uploaded and associated with this account on the evening of January 17th.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defense Exhibit 3, looks like 14.
314, you said?
Yes, it's number 314.
All right.
Sir, do you identify this, can you identify this exhibit?
I can.
And does this relate to your analysis in digital forensics in this case?
It does.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 314.
Any objection?
No objection.
314.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, while they have that before them, what it is that you're looking at and what you're relying on in arriving at conclusions with regard to January 17th, 2023?
Yeah, this was just, again, this is from Mrs. Banfield's mobile device. This is for context. This is to see at this important time as far as the accounts in play in this investigation are in focus, what was going on with the other devices. And this is just a look into what was happening on Mrs. Banfield's cellular phone at the time that other activity was happening on her laptop.
And the highlighted area does that have a relation to the artifact and the details on the right side of this?
It does, and for timing perspective, this is 10:43 p.m. or approximately 10:43, 10:44 p.m. It appears to be benign, other than it might be informative as to what, we have a user on this device, somebody who's clearly awake. It seems to be benign in the topic, that is, the site that was visited, which appears to be shopping.
Judge, I'm sorry. At this point, I would like to object as asked and answered. I mean, my notes reflect that we went over this
Yes, I'll
several days ago.
I'll sustain the
Thank you.
objection. Asked and answered.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 315. Sir, can you identify that?
I can.
And is this something that you utilized in your digital forensics analysis in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 316.
No objection to the exhibit. Objection is to any questions. We talked about the frozen tickets already.
I understand. So 316 is in evidence.
And sir, in terms of the details in the artifacts, what's significant regarding that?
It's just a continuation, it's just extended use of the device.
And the highlighted areas, that reflect directly with the details and the evidence information?
It is, it does.
Sir, based upon the evidence and the analysis that you performed on the digital forensics relating to January 17th, 2023, can you opine as to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty what was going on with the devices that you're talking about in these slides?
The laptop was absolutely used for important events or activity related to this investigation. It was part of the
Judge, I'm going to
kickoff.
object to the characterization as important.
Sustained.
It was used to kick off the FetLife account, which is central to our discussion over these past couple of weeks. The phone is informative as to use, the time of day, and the activity, the activity that's into a true account of Ms. Banfield's, that is the Facebook account, and the suspect account, that is the Gmail account, and the FetLife account are contemporaneous. They're going back and forth within seconds, if not minutes. To me, that's part of my analysis where I don't see a break. I don't see a loss of control of devices.
Thank you, sir. Let's move on to February 23rd. Your Honor, identifying, can Your Honor see Defense Exhibit 317?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, can you see the Exhibit 317 Defense Exhibit on your screen?
I can.
Okay. And we've moved on to February 23rd, 2023. What if anything, did you rely upon in your digital forensic analysis relating to this particular, well, first of all, let's identify this as you use this information in order to do your digital forensic analysis?
Yes, this is part of what I analyzed.
Your Honor, I've moved this in as Defense Exhibit number 317.
Any objection?
No objection.
317.
Sir, what, if anything, did you rely upon in examining these artifacts?
This is analysis of Mr. Banfield's mobile device, and it's just a look at some of the activity that was occurring on the evening of February 23rd, and this is between 8:45 p.m. and 9:23 p.m., approximately 9:23 p.m.
All right, move on to Defense Exhibit number 318. Sir, can you see that slide?
I can.
And was this something that you analyzed as part of your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, may I move Defendant Exhibit 318 into evidence?
Any objection?
No objection.
318.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how you utilize this information contained in this slide in your digital forensic analysis?
Yeah, this is a similar snapshot, only into the phone of Ms. Magalhaes. About the same window in time. This is beginning at approximately 9:24 p.m., down at the bottom through approximately 9:43 p.m. The highlighted entry, we can see on the artifact type is a biome user activity. This is the user of this device at essentially 9:35 p.m., 9:34 and 58 seconds, using Instagram at this particular point in time.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defense Exhibit 319. I'm sorry, Judge, was 317?
Yes, 318 is an evidence.
Was in evidence?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just saw, I didn't
Okay,
see the
that's fine.
green. Sir, can you identify this as Defense Exhibit 319?
I can.
Is this something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 319.
Any objection?
No objection.
Sir, if you can, explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury as to the way the slide is broken up, what the significant elements relating to your digital forensic analysis is.
This is part of the same sort of multi-device analysis across around this time period. So this is Ms. Banfield's mobile device. At the top, there's activity at about 8:51 p.m. and at the bottom, there's 9:25. I think, not to telegraph the next slide, but I think it continues. But same thing, we're just looking at what each respective device was doing at this time.
And the highlighted portion relates directly to the artifact information that's on the right-hand side?
It does, and I think I only highlighted that one to show where the screen cuts off to set up the next slide. It doesn't hold significance otherwise, to my knowledge.
Your Honor, I move to Defense Exhibit 320. Sir, can you identify that?
I can, yeah.
Is that something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 320.
Any objection?
No objection.
320.
Mr. Litzky, can you explain to the ladies and the gentlemen of the jury what the significance of this particular artifact and the results that you're showing on this slide?
Yeah, so this is just a continuation of the activity we were looking at on the previous slide. This particular data set not only shows this time on this date, but this is focused on communication. The highlighted artifact, which I think is the same one from the previous slide, I've found is something related possibly to Mrs. Banfield's work. But again, this is really just showing the sort of a bit of what I'd call a nonstop or continuous activity in the time frame reflected. That is here from about 9:25 p.m. through about 9:40 or 9:41 p.m.
And if you can just describe, you indicated that you found something that could possibly be linked to Ms. Banfield's work. What were you talking about?
Well, the particular artifact that's highlighted, you can see over on the right, is an exchange with a contact name that has a Nova PICU in it. I'm familiar with that as where she was working.
Now, February 23rd is significant in terms of your analysis. How?
February 23rd was obviously the night before the incident. On the morning of the 24th, there was telegram activity, substantial telegram activity on the night of the 23rd. There was FetLife activity on the night of the 23rd. There were multiple login events on the night of the 23rd. I'm sure I'm missing something, but those come to mind.
We'll carry on. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 321. Sir, can you identify Defense Exhibit 321?
I can.
And is that something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 321.
Any objection?
No objection.
321.
Sir, if you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, obviously there's a highlighted portion, but how does that interact with the artifacts and the evidence information that's on the right-hand side?
Yeah, so, my analysis at this On this particular date at this particular time, my analysis showed that all relevant devices were at home. So we have what I believe is 3 adults in the house. We have 4 devices that are in focus here, 3 mobile phones and a laptop. This is the laptop, and we're looking at about the same period of time here. This first artifact is at approximately 9:34 p.m., and the last one that's visible on this slide is 10:22 p.m.
And who's the owner of the laptop?
This is Ms. Banfield's laptop.
Okay. I'll move on to Defense Exhibit 322. Sir, can you identify that?
I can.
Is that something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 322.
Any objection?
No objection.
322.
Sir, if you can explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury exactly what it is we're looking at and the relationship between the highlighted portion and the artifact and evidence information on the right-hand side.
Of course. So this is part of the Google responsive records. As part of this investigation, Google logged this particular search, this Google search, from, and this is associated with Ms. Banfield's true name account, the C. Banfield RN at Gmail account. We could see on the source information over on the right-hand column about midway down. And this is a search for kid-friendly resorts in the Dominican Republic. This was on February 23rd, 2023 at approximately 9:34 and 15 seconds. If you care to back up one slide, we'll see this corresponds to what we saw on the laptop. Should be within a second or two.
Okay, let me see if I can do that.
Judge, I'll stipulate that they're the same time.
All right. They're stipulated.
So this is corroboration that the activity on the laptop is what actually happened on Google servers.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defendant's Exhibit 323. Sir, can you identify this slide?
I can.
And is this something that you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 323.
Any objection?
No objection.
323.
Now, sir, there's a highlighted portion which, does that correspond with the artifact and evidence information on the right?
It is. This was another Google search initiated by the user of this device on this evening.
And what, if anything else, is significant in terms of your analysis?
Well, the timing, of course, the evening of the 23rd at 9:34 p.m. The theme, we're searching, a different search string, but for resorts in the Dominican Republic.
Here, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 324.
All right.
Sir, can you see Defense Exhibit 324?
I can.
And is this something you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Here, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 324.
Any objection?
No objection.
324.
Sir, there's a highlighted portion. Does that correspond with the artifact information, evidence information on the right-hand side?
It does. These are the Google responsive records, similar to what we saw in 322, just confirming that the user of this device, Ms. Banfield's laptop, conducted this search.
And what's the significance of the information that's provided there?
The search term was 21, or the visited website was 21 best family resorts in the Dominican Republic for 2023. It was a search that was conducted at 9:34 and 33 seconds p.m.
You're going to move on to Defense Exhibit 325. Sir, is this a different device?
This is.
And sir, is this something that you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I move in Defense Exhibit number 325.
Any objection?
No objection.
325.
Sir, what, if anything, can you explain to the jury as to the highlighted portion, the user, the device that was being used, and the significance of the content of the artifacts?
So again, same evening, February 23rd, at about 9:34 p.m. This, it looks like it's part of a group exchange. Seems to be, it's possibly related to a work, a bulletin board reference. This is from Mrs. Banfield's mobile device.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to defense exhibit number 326. Sir, can you identify this exhibit?
I can.
And is this something that you rely upon in your digital forensics analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit number 326.
Any objection?
No objection.
326.
Sir, is this the laptop?
It is.
Okay, and what if anything relating to the highlighted portion and the artifacts that you're showing on the right-hand side?
So this is an activation of the Telegram app at 9:35, approximately 9:35 p.m. on the evening of the 23rd. We just looked at other devices at 9:34 and change. They were engaged in Google searches for resorts in the Dominican, on the phone, text messages with friends or colleagues. And now we have Telegram activation in use on the laptop at 9:35 and 16 seconds.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to defendant's exhibit number 327. I'm sorry, did I introduce that into
Yes,
evidence?
it's in
Okay,
evidence.
sorry. Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
Is that a digital artifact that you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis?
It is. It's just a close-up, more detail of the Telegram information from the previous slide.
Your Honor, I move this in as defense exhibit number 327.
Any objection?
No objection.
327.
Sir, if you can, what is it that's significant to you as a digital forensic examiner as to the artifact information and the information on this slide?
Well, Telegram use is of obvious import to me. That was a central component to the investigation or my review and analysis. The timing also contemporaneous to the other activity we observed across devices from associated with the three users in this investigation. This particular activation only ran for about 2 minutes. We see a start and end time. So Telegram was active from 9:35 and 16 seconds to 9:37 and 5 seconds. So just under 2 minutes.
And this was on the laptop?
This is from the laptop, yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move to what will be marked as defense exhibit 328.
All right.
Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
And where does this originate from?
This is from the Telegram exchange that I believe was extracted by Detective Miller from Mr. Ryan's phone.
And what, if anything, Your Honor, I move this in as defense exhibit number 328.
Any objection?
No objection.
328.
And sir, this is well, what, if anything, is significant about this towards your analysis as to the digital forensics analysis in this case?
So with the blue text exchange or the blue message exchange on the left-hand side dated February 24th, 2023 at 2:35 and 47 seconds a.m. That's what corresponds the timing. If we back our 5 hours out, that is 9:35 from the previous evening. So this particular exchange corresponds with the Telegram activation we saw on the laptop. The message immediately after as well.
Are you able to identify the parties here?
The green account, which is a message from the previous day, is associated with Mr. Ryan's device. The blue are messages associated with the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield.
And is there significance, well, what's the device that appears with both parties?
There's not a device attribution available to us on this particular slide, but there's a correlation between Telegram. We have Telegram active on the laptop, and we have these messages at the same time.
Your Honor, I'm going to move the slide to what will be Defense Exhibit 213, which I think has already been introduced.
213. 213 is in evidence.
And sir, you reviewed this, I guess, conversation on FetLife?
I did.
Was that part of your analysis?
On Telegram,
I'm sorry, on Telegram.
yes.
What, if anything, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury of these artifacts?
This is the next page from the previous slide, so it's just a continuation. We see, if we recall, that Telegram was active from 9:35 to 9:37. The 4 blue box messages from the previous slide and the 2 here, or the 2 from the previous slide and 2 here, are line up with that timing.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to what will be marked as Defense Exhibit 330. Sir, can you identify this slide?
Again,
And is this related to your analysis in digital forensics, or your digital forensic analysis in this case?
it is.
And there's a highlighted portion there. Well, Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 330.
Any objection?
No objection.
330.
Sir, can you point out for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there's a highlighted portion. Does that relate to the artifact and evidence information on the right-hand side?
It is. This is back to the laptop. So this is a continuation of the website activity that was occurring on the laptop on this particular date and time. If we look actually at the first 5 rows, and there's some repetition here, but we see activity, we see the kid-friendly resort search. We see the 21 best family resort searches that we discussed earlier, both at 9:34, 17 seconds apart. And then we have a gap. We saw Telegram being used from 9:35 to 9:37. And then here, this highlighted artifact at 9:37 and 45 seconds, we have what I would call an immediate resumption of the vacation destination searches right after the Telegram conversation was completed and the Telegram app was closed.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 331. Sir, can you identify that slide?
I can.
And is that something that was related to your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 331.
Any objection?
No objection.
331.
Sir, if you can, for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, just explain the significance of this artifact and the matching results.
So this is a continuation of the slide before. And if we look at the overall, picture that is developing from the laptop, we saw the login, I think, right at just before 10 o'clock. We went straight into searches for resort type activity. We had the Telegram activity at 9:35 to 9:37, and this is a continuation. We see the resort search continues, or the vacation destination search continues on this particular slide from 10:35 all the way down to 10:50, almost 10:51 p.m.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide, which would be Defense Exhibit 332. Sir, can you identify that slide?
Yeah, I can.
Is that something that you reviewed in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 332.
Any objection?
No objection.
332.
What, if anything, can you highlight or explain what was part of your digital forensics in this artifact and this matching result?
Yeah, and this is just the final activity that was truncated from the previous slide. So this extends through 10:55 p.m. The last website visit or web history on the laptop was for the Royalton Bavaro Resort and Casino, I believe located in the Dominican Republic.
Your Honor, I move on to defense exhibit number 333. Sir, can you identify this exhibit?
I can.
And is this something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, move in defense exhibit number 333.
Any objection?
No objection.
333.
What, if anything, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury as to the artifacts and how it relates to the previous artifacts that you've discussed?
So this is a analysis from Mrs. Banfield's mobile device, her cellular phone. This is a message to Mr. Banfield's device at 11:01, approximately 11:02 p.m. If we look, we can see the highlighted row. If we look above that, we see the last activity on the device, at least with regard to communication, that occurred at 9:51 p.m. So there's a gap, at least in communication, on the mobile phone until about 11. The message that was sent through Facebook messaging was a link to Royalton Resorts Punta Cana website. So we saw that was the last artifact observed on the laptop. So I see connectivity. I see searches. We saw almost 90 minutes of searches, mostly for resorts in the Dominican Republic on the laptop. And now the first thing we see within minutes of the end of the activity on the laptop is a message related to those, I'd say related to those searches on the phone.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to defense exhibit 334. Sir, do you recognize that exhibit?
I do.
And what, if anything, was related to your investigation in this slide?
This is one of the crime scene photos provided, taken by the Fairfax County Police Department, I believe Detective Leach's unit or he himself. This is from the kitchen area of a wall calendar.
And Your Honor, I move this in as defense exhibit number 334.
Any objection?
No objection.
334.
Sir, what, if anything, is significant in terms of the picture that you have before you as defense exhibit 334?
Well, the next slide, so this is the sort of investigative work, we take a general picture, and then of things of interest, we zoom in and take successive pictures. So the next slide, I think we'll give a clearer.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move on
Answer.
to what would be identified as defense exhibit 335.
335.
Sir, can you identify that?
I can.
And what, if anything, and was this something that you used as part of your analysis in this case?
I did.
Your Honor, move that in as defense exhibit number 335.
Any objection?
No objection.
335.
So, sir, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how this piece of evidence was part of your digital forensic analysis?
Well, again, this is another crime scene photo, closer in view, so we could see what's actually on the calendar. This is one of a few pictures, but in the top left here, we can see the Royalton Bavaro Splash Water Park is written on the calendar. And so, again, contextually, an artifact on a computer or in a text message may not you know, they can mean something, they might not mean something. The fact that we saw extensive research, or I observed extensive research on the laptop about resorts, immediately transferred over to the phone and communicated from Mrs. Banfield's device to Mr. Banfield's device, and now calendar entry, although it's without, you know, date or month, you know, to me, it seems like it was a part of a vacation plan.
And are there any other aspects to this calendar that you relied upon?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to defense exhibit number 336. What, if anything, is this, sir?
This is just an even closer view of the particular piece of information.
Your Honor, move that in as defense exhibit 336.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
All right, 336.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to defense exhibit 337. Sir, can you identify this defense exhibit 337? Is this something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit number 337.
Any objection?
No objection.
337.
Now, is this, what device is this relating to, sir?
This is Mrs. Banfield's laptop.
Okay, and there's a highlighted area. Does that correspond with the artifact and evidence information on the right-hand side?
It does.
What, if anything else, is significant in your analysis, if you could just let the ladies and gentlemen of the jury know?
So this is another Telegram activation at approximately 10:59 p.m. on the night of the 23rd. It runs for about 2 or 3 minutes.
Your Honor, I move on to defense exhibit number 338. Sir, can you identify this exhibit?
I can. It's the same artifact from the previous slide, just a close-up with, in case the detail is more.
Your Honor, I move this in as defense exhibit number 338.
Any objection?
No objection.
338.
And sir, same information regarding timing. Is there anything else additional other than this is a bigger picture of it?
Yeah, it's just a bit easier to see.
And this is, I'm sorry, was this also from the laptop?
This is from the laptop, yes.
Your Honor, I move on to defense exhibit number 339. Sir, do you recognize that?
I do.
And what, if anything, did you rely on in this, or did you rely on this in your digital forensic analysis?
I did.
Your Honor, I move that in as defense exhibit number 339.
Any objection?
No objection.
339.
And what, if any, significance does this particular artifact have in relation to the testimony regarding February 23rd that you've given up to this point?
It's a secondary use of the Telegram app, kickoff of the Telegram application on the laptop. This one ran substantially longer. This kicked off at 11:06 p.m., approximately 11:06 p.m., and ran for a full 44, 45 minutes through to 11:49, almost 11:50 p.m.
Your Honor, we move on to defense exhibit number 340. Sir, do you recognize exhibit 340?
I do.
And what's the significance of these FetLife messages?
These are Telegram messages.
Oh, I'm sorry, Telegram messages.
The first one is from the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield, and it kicks off at 10:59 p.m., so in line with the Telegram desktop application on her laptop.
Here I'm going to move on to defense exhibit number 341. I'm sorry, can we move exhibit 340 into evidence?
Any objection?
No objection.
340.
341, Sir, can you, I'm sorry, identified as Exhibit 341, Your Honor.
341?
Sir, can you identify this exhibit?
I can.
And was this something that you used in your analysis, your digital forensic analysis in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 341.
Any objection?
No objection.
341?
Sir, what's the significant in terms of the timeline that you're following regarding your digital forensic analysis for February 23rd, 2023?
This is part of the extended and running telegram conversation between the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield and Mr. Ryan. Mrs. Banfield in blue, or the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield in blue and Mr. Ryan in green. This is in line with the telegram activation beginning at approximately 10:59 p.m. on the laptop, running all the way through 11:49.
Your Honor, move to the next slide, Defendant's Exhibit 342. Sir, can you see that slide?
I can.
And was this a slide that you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I'm going to move this in as Defense Exhibit number 342.
Any objection?
No objection.
342?
Sir, what, if anything, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury as to this particular artifact on the night of February 23rd, 2023?
Yeah, this is access to what appears to be Mrs. Banfield's resume on the laptop. And it was done in the middle of the activity we just discussed, the middle of the telegram activation, the middle of the telegram exchanges between the account purporting to be that of Mrs. Banfield and Mr. Ryan.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to slide Defendant's Exhibit 343.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, Judge, did I introduce the last one into
Yes.
evidence? Okay,
Before
thank
you
you.
do that.
Sir, can you see the Exhibit 343 on your screen?
I can.
Okay, and this is an artifact that you relied upon in your digital forensics analysis?
It is.
And Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 343.
Any objection?
No objection.
343?
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how this artifact fits into your testimony up to this point?
This is a login, as reported by Google, to the alleged suspect Gmail account, the CBRN 920 Gmail account, occurring from a Windows computer within the Banfield residence on the evening of February 23rd, 2023 at approximately 11:09 p.m.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, which is Defendant's Exhibit 344. Sir, can you identify Defendant's Exhibit 344?
I can.
And the highlighted portion, does that correspond with the artifact information?
It does.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 344.
Okay, 344 in evidence.
What, if anything, can you explain as to your digital forensic analysis and how this was utilized in your digital forensic analysis?
So this is from analysis of Ms. Muggleheis's mobile device. And so not just the artifact that's highlighted, but the few or couple after it as well. This just shows what was going on her device at the time of the Google login we just looked at, which I believe was just shy of 11:09 p.m. So her device was engaged, it looks like, in message exchanges on Facebook. We also see a launch of the Facebook Messenger app. We see the phone going from portrait to landscape, orientation, and all of the other artifacts sort of surrounding this. These are in chronological order.
this a good time for it?
I was trying to get through it, but I don't think I will, so it's probably a good time.
All right, that's fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go and take our lunch break at this point. Again, don't do any outside research and don't discuss the case with anybody, okay? Thank you. Again, since you're testifying, don't discuss your testimony with anybody, okay? Let's come back at 2:05 then, all right? 2:05.
Thank you.
All right.
Please be seated and come to order.
All right, we ready for the jury?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, your next question.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, Defense Exhibit 344 was already introduced, correct?
It's in evidence.
Thank you. Sir, looking at Defense Exhibit 344, what, if anything, did you review as part of your digital forensic analysis?
This is analysis from the mobile device of Ms. Muggleheis, and this particular artifact and the ones just before it and just after are all occurring around 11:08, 11:09, and various seconds. There are some redundancies in here. Many artifacts you'll see repeated twice. They're just different parts of the phone responding to a user action. And we can see just below the blue highlighted artifact, which is a Facebook message being sent by Ms. Muggleheis. We can see that the Facebook Messenger application is being launched around the same time, both before and after.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, Defense Exhibit 345. Sir, can you see the screen?
I can.
And can you identify Defense Exhibit 3045 as something that you relied upon in your digital forensic analysis?
It is, and I did.
All right, move that in as Defense Exhibit 345.
Any objection?
No objection.
345?
Sir, if you can just review this particular slide as to the importance to your digital forensic analysis and let the jury know what was important to you.
So there are a couple of exchanges here that are relevant. One particularly this date and the prior exchanges. So the highlighted exchange on the bottom is from this particular evening that we're discussing, February 23rd, 2023 at 11:11 p.m. The one prior to that is part of the exchange. The one prior to that is part of the same exchange. So we have the second one from the top is from February 18th, but it's expressing from the account purporting to be that of Ms. Banfield, saying that looking like my next availability is Friday, 2:24 in the morning, if that works. And then we have the response to that on the morning of the 23rd, and then we have a response from the account purporting to be that of Ms. Banfield late in the evening on the 23rd as well. So it's a back and forth discussing a potential get together, and this is on FetLife.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defendant's Exhibit 346. Sir, can you identify the items in the slide, Defendant's Exhibit number 346, and if they are items that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis?
They are. This is a portion of the FetLife responsive documents pursuant to the search warrant.
If I could just hold it for 1 second, Your Honor, I'd move that into Defendant's Exhibit 346.
Any objection?
No objection.
346?
Sorry, please go ahead, Mr. Litzky.
No.
If you can tell, let me give you a question. If you can tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is you relied upon as to this slide in your digital forensic analysis in this case.
So this was somebody initiated a password reset of the FetLife account on the night of February 23rd, 2023 at approximately 11:14 p.m.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the next slide, which is Defendant's Exhibit 347. Sir, can you see this slide?
I can.
And is this something you relied on in your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit number 347.
Any objection?
No objection.
347?
Sir, what can you point out, or what was the important part of this artifact and the matching results that show?
So this is analysis from Ms. Mugglehise's mobile device. And starting at the top, we can see user attributable activity consistently from approximately 11:13 p.m. Right through to launch of Netflix, which is the highlighted row at 11:14 and 21 seconds. So all of this activity was occurring on her device, Ms. Mugglehise's device, at the time the password was being reset to the FetLife account.
Now, as to the date of February 23rd, 2023, have you rendered an opinion to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty as to the use of devices on this day?
I have.
Can you provide that?
Consistent with my other opinions that catfishing did not occur.
Objection, conclusion as to the ultimate issue here. He can testify.
What's your objection? Why don't you approach?
Objection, speculation.
Let's go.
Yes, sir, please continue.
So I base that opinion on what we've seen throughout the slides from the evening of February 23rd. We saw the laptop from log on around 10 p.m. straight through until almost 11 p.m., where aside from a brief injection of Telegram usage at 9:35 p.m., we saw searches exclusively for Dominican resorts. Right about 11 o'clock p.m., we saw the activity on the laptop stop and the phone start with regard to the resorts. And so the resort searches ran up through 11 p.m., transferred over to the phone where we saw a text message between Mrs. Banfield's device and Mr. Banfield's device on Facebook Messenger regarding the resort. So I've, based on the connectivity between the topics, the idea that somebody was independently using the laptop to search for resorts, and Mrs. Banfield, alone with her phone, happened upon the same resort.
Judge, objection calls for speculation.
Sustained at this time.
Okay.
So the laptop,
Wait for another question. Please sustain the objection.
In terms of connectivity of devices, what's important in the analysis of digital forensics?
well, with digital forensics as it pertains to this investigation, I'm looking for that break. I'm looking for, was one user absent from a device for an extended period of time that might present an opportunity for the device to be misappropriated by another person who then used it for a different purpose. I didn't see that. I saw continuous activity for the 90-minute period leading up to 11 o'clock on the laptop. Then I saw activity continuous both in topic and in use on the phone regarding the resorts. At 11 o'clock, 10:59 and change on the laptop, it began a sustained period of use with the Telegram app and extended communication between the account purporting to be that of Christine Banfield and that of Joe Ryan. So those three aspects of the analysis inform the conclusion that I've arrived at.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, I'm going to move on to February 24th. This would be identified as Defense Exhibit 348. Sir, do you identify this exhibit
I do.
relating to February 24th, 2023?
I do.
And was this something that you utilized in your analysis of digital forensics?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit number 348.
Any
No
objection?
objection.
348.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what we're looking at and what it is that you relied on in arriving at your conclusions regarding February 24th, 2023?
This is analysis from Mrs. Banfield's laptop from the morning of February 24th, 2023. This is a Telegram activation. That is, the app is opened and in use at 6:03 a.m., approximately 6:03 a.m. that morning.
And, Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit number 349. Sir, do you recognize this exhibit?
I do.
And did you use this in your analysis of digital forensics in this case?
I do. I did.
Your Honor, I'm moving Defendant's Exhibit number 349.
Any objection?
No objection.
349.
Sir, what, if any, significance is this particular slide compared to the previous artifact?
The previous artifact was Telegram being activated on the laptop, and here are corresponding messages from the relevant accounts, that is the one purporting to be that of Christine Banfield and that of Joe Ryan.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to the, I'm sorry, yes, I'm going to move to the next slide, which would be Defense Exhibit 350. Sir, can you see that slide?
I can.
And can you identify it?
I can. This is essentially the same as 348, just to reflect the end time of the telegram activation.
Your Honor, move this in as defense exhibit number 350.
Any objection?
No objection.
350?
And what's the significant portions of this exhibit?
Yeah, just re-showing it with a focus now at the end, again, going in chronological order. We have the start at 6:03, then we saw some messages. This is the end of the Telegram desktop activation, at least this instance of it, occurring at approximately 6:26 a.m.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to exhibit number 351. Sir, can you see this exhibit?
I can.
And can you identify it?
I can.
And was this something that you utilized in your analysis of the digital forensics in this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as defense exhibit 351.
Any objection?
No objection.
351.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is it that you utilize from this to help inform your opinions?
This is analysis from Ms. Magalhaes' cell phone, and this shows the first steps, or the first physical activity that the device recorded on the morning of February 24th, 2023. Even though the first row is highlighted, which is step activity recorded by the phone itself, the second line down also includes activity from her Apple Watch, which was imported into the phone. So you'll see, we can see phone and watch recorded movement.
And what's the significance of the times in this analysis?
Well, according to her phone, the first steps she took that morning were 22 minutes after the Telegram application was used on Ms. Banfield's device, her laptop.
Your Honor, I would move to defense exhibit number 352. Sir, can you see that defense exhibit number 352?
I can.
And is that something you relied on in your analysis for this case?
It is.
And Your Honor, I'd move this in as defense exhibit number 352.
Any objection?
No objection.
352.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury relating to 352 the significance of this document and this data?
Sure. In trying to apply some context in analyzing different aspects of the devices available to me, in this case, we can see a bit of a defined break, I think, in sort of inactivity to user attributable activity on Ms. Magalhaes' cell phone. So this is analysis from her cell phone. So everything above the blue highlighted row is sort of background activity that the phone might initiate on its own. But the first user-initiated activity, and an unlock is a user-initiated activity, doesn't occur until 6:27 on the morning of the 24th, and that's in proximity, I'd say, to the motion activity we saw on the prior slide.
And when you're talking about unlock activity, is that something that requires action?
It is. iPhones unlock only when a user causes it to unlock.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to the next slide. It should be exhibit 353. Sir, do you see that slide?
I do.
And is this something you relied upon in arriving at your conclusions as to the 24th of February 2023?
It is.
Your Honor, I move this in as defense exhibit 353.
Any objection?
No objection.
353.
Sir, if you can tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is that you relied upon and what was part of your analysis relating to this case?
Sure. Again, this is from Ms. Muggleheis's cell phone. I think I alluded to this a moment ago. This is just to reflect her watch, a bit off in timing from her phone, but similarly in the 6:30-ish hour, recording its first steps of the morning.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defense Exhibit 354. Sir, do you recognize this picture?
I do.
And what, if anything, did you utilize this picture for in your analysis?
Just for relative location of Mr. Banfield on this morning at a point in time.
Your Honor, I may move this in as Defense Exhibit 354.
Any objection?
No objection.
354.
Excuse me. Your Honor, I move forward with the slide to Defense Exhibit 355. Sir, is this a slide that you relied upon in your investigation of this case?
It is. It's part of the surveillance video from McDonald's.
Your Honor, I
that
move
morning.
this in as Defense Exhibit 355.
Any objection?
No objection.
355.
And what if anything is significant regarding this still picture?
This is just, again, I think it shows us where Mr. Banfield was at a particular time on the morning of February 24th.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defendant's Exhibit 356. And sir, what, if any, use did you have for this in your investigation of this case?
Yeah, it's a continuation of the McDonald's. These are stills from the McDonald's surveillance video we saw earlier. Again, just ascertaining where Mr. Banfield was at a particular time, in this case 7:37 on the 24th of February 2023.
Your Honor, I'd move this in as Defendant's Exhibit 356.
Any objection?
No objection.
356.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defendant's Exhibit 357. Sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
And is this something that you utilized in your digital forensic analysis in this case?
It is.
And can you just describe what this is briefly?
This is further analysis from Ms. Muggleheis's cell phone. Again, recording movement from both the phone, in this case from the phone itself.
And there's a highlighted portion. Does that coincide with the artifact information and the evidence information on the right-hand side?
It does.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 357.
No objection.
All right, 357.
Your Honor, I'm moving to Defense Exhibit 358. Sir, do you recognize this slide?
I do.
And do you recognize the, or did you use this in your digital forensic analysis?
I did.
Okay, and Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 358.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
358.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what the significance of these artifact and evidence information and matching results?
I can. So this slide and the one before it, if you want to jump back to it, one reflects, the first one reflected the steps Ms. Muggleheis took that morning between approximately 7:18 and 7:24 a.m. This particular slide reflects the steps recorded by her watch between approximately 7:23 a.m. and 7:24 a.m. Both devices are consistent in that they recorded steps up to around 7:24 a.m., and then they didn't.
Sir, I'm going to take this opportunity to go back, as you indicated in the other slide. And can you point out for the ladies and gentlemen jury what your comparison was?
Sure. So, and these are the phone steps. They start a bit earlier. The successive 3 rows are watch steps incrementally, so they sort of span the same time frame, but they record the data in different ways. So this is 7:18 to 7:24. The steps recorded until the step activity stops. In this case, it's 7:24:04 a.m. And then on the watch, 3 rows down, which is reflected on the other slide, we also similarly see that the step count stops at 7:24 and 9 seconds a.m.
And let's look back at the original one you were looking at.
Yep.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to slide Defense Exhibit 358. 359, sorry. Sir, are you familiar with this?
I am.
Is this something you relied on your for your digital forensic analysis?
It is.
Your Honor, move in this Defense Exhibit number 359.
Any objection?
No objection.
359.
Sir, can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the significance of this artifact?
So this is further analysis from Ms. Magalhaes' cell phone, and this shows us the resumption of activity, of physical activity, of steps, beginning at approximately 7:42 a.m. This was recorded by her phone.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to Defense Exhibit number 360. Sir, do you recognize this?
I do.
And what is it?
This is a geolocation point that Ms. Magalhaes' iPhone automatically plotted for her. It's referred to a parked car location.
Your Honor, I move this in as Defense Exhibit 360.
Any objection?
No objection.
360.
And sir, explain for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how that interacts with the previous artifacts that you've discussed.
From my understanding of the facts of the investigation was that for a period of time, Ms. Magalhaes left the house, remained in her car on the morning of the 24th, and then exited when Mr. Banfield arrived back at home, and together they entered the house at some point. I believe the timing of the step count on both devices stopping at 7:24. We haven't seen the watch yet, but it resumes as the iPhone did right around 7:42 a.m. So both devices stop recording movement at 7:24 approximately, resume at approximately 7:42, and we have a parked car location that the iPhone automatically detected just before 7:42. So I believe this is the time where Ms. Magalhaes, at least her devices, but may have been located in the car.
Your Honor, I'm going to move on to Defense Exhibit 361. Sir, do you recognize this exhibit?
I do.
And was this something you used in your analysis for this case?
It is.
Your Honor, I move that in as Defense Exhibit 361.
Any objection?
No objection.
361.
Can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury exactly what this slide shows, including the highlighted part?
I do. This is, as I mentioned a moment ago, this is Ms. Magalhaes' cell phone reporting the activity recorded by her Apple Watch. So this, again, shows the resumption of steps in and around 7:42 a.m. on the morning of the 24th.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to defense exhibit number 362. Sir, can you identify this exhibit number 362?
I can.
And is this something that you relied upon in arriving at your digital forensics conclusions in this case?
It is.
Can you explain, Your Honor, move this in as exhibit 362?
Any objection?
No objection.
362.
Can you explain this exhibit and how it's significant in terms of February 24th, 2023?
So this is analysis from Ms. Banfield's laptop. This recorded a Windows logon from Ms. Banfield's profile at approximately 7:33 on the morning of the 24th. It's significant in that Mr. Banfield was at McDonald's.
Objection, calls for speculation.
Sustained.
It's significant that Mr. Banfield was recorded on surveillance video at McDonald's. And Ms. Magalhaes' step count and devices appear to reflect inactivity corresponding with the time she may have been in her car outside of the house. Which, to me, that leaves, potentially one person in the house who, just by process of elimination, would have been responsible for this activity.
Objection, calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Sir, we'll move on to defense exhibit 363. Sir, can you identify that?
Again,
And what, if anything, did you rely on this as your analysis for digital forensics?
I did.
Your Honor, I move this in as defense exhibit 363.
Any objection?
No objection.
363.
Sir, what, if any, significance does this have as to the analysis of February 24th, 2023?
So this is, I've spoken a number of times, I believe, about security identifier profile or security ID or SID. It's the long number. We can see in the highlighted row in the middle. It's also appears on the right. This is just a look at that security identifier and the details associated with it. So this is looking on the far left, we can see this is a look into the user accounts that are present on this laptop with this security identifier highlighted. And then on the right, we can see all of the details, obviously the full name of Christine Banfield, the use name, which is an email address, and the rest of her profile attributes.
And sir, based upon all of these exhibits that you've now explained to the jury, did you have an opportunity to come to a opine about the devices that were being used this day to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty?
I did.
And can you explain to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what that opinion is?
I believe Mrs. Banfield was awake that morning.
Objection, calls for speculation.
Sustained. We have to stick with the devices. Yes.
Mrs. Banfield's laptop was manipulated at a point where other devices had left, I believe, had left the residence, and before anybody, to include Mr. Ryan, had arrived at the residence.
Thank you, sir. Judge, I don't have any further questions, sir.
Cross-examination.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'll clear out.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
All right, so let's just go chronologically. I think it's probably a bit clearer that way. We start back on January 9th, 2023, 11:10 p.m. The Gmail account is created on a Samsung device. Is that correct?
Mobile device, yes.
Okay, and a Samsung S21 is owned by both Christine and Brendan Banfield. Is that correct?
His government phone.
Okay. You told us that Juliana's phone is not in the house on that day, but Brendan Banfield's devices are both present, correct?
To my knowledge, they were, yes.
Okay. When we then move to January 17th, 2023, we have what I'm going to ask the court share as
Yes.
defenses 128 previously admitted. If I can have just a second to get to it. If that could be shared with the jury.
Yes.
All right, so this is the photograph that we know to be taken of Christine Banfield by herself at Lifetime Fitness. Were you able to establish, as our investigators did, that this was Lifetime Fitness?
I saw that they had established it, and I didn't see anything to.
Okay,
to-
so, and this is taken at 7 p.m.-ish, correct?
This is actually the sending of the photo from Mrs. Banfield to Mr. Banfield. The prior slide was the taking of the photo at 7:20, but this is the photo that was taken.
Perfect, you're moving us right along. So she sends the photo to her husband, who then comments, nice, right?
Yes, down at the bottom, in the middle.
Okay, so while she's at Lifetime Fitness, she takes this selfie, sends it to her husband via Facebook Messenger. He comments, nice. And then just before 10 o'clock, someone with access to cbanfieldrn@gmail.com logs onto a laptop in the Banfield home, accesses Facebook, and pulls this picture down. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
And then sends this picture using CBRN 920 to CBRN 920, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and then this picture is taken and added to the new FetLife account, correct?
it was manipulated in between.
Okay, so by manipulated, it was cropped, correct?
It was cropped.
Okay, so the laptop in the house belonging to the Banfields joins FetLife all while logged in as CBRN 920 at Gmail, right?
My understanding is the laptop was actually owned by Anova. And
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant the house owned by the Banfields. The laptop that we're examining here is in the house owned by the Banfields, correct?
yes,
Okay, and that laptop searches for FetLife, correct?
yes,
And that laptop joins FetLife under the CBRN 920 at Gmail email, right?
it does.
Okay, and the laptop edits the Lifetime Fitness photo.
Yes, not all in order, but yes.
Okay, and meanwhile, all of this is going on the laptop. On the phone that we understand to belong to Christine Banfield, someone is using WhatsApp to talk about Valerie's day, right?
Yes,
And then by 10:45-ish, someone is Googling Lululemon, frozen tickets, and the story about the child who had their leg amputated, correct?
yes,
And then checks the C Banfield Gmail account at 11:30, correct?
I believe that's correct.
Okay, so you acknowledge we're talking about two different devices, right? The laptop and the phone, two different things happening.
Yes,
Okay. And you can't say who was in control of either device. All you can tell us is what the devices are doing. Correct?
correct.
Okay. And in fact, let's look at this. Apart from this usage on January 9th, 2023, the date of the initial creation of the CBRN email and the receiving of the Telegram two-factor authentication, I think, Christine Banfield's cell phone is never used to further this scheme, correct?
That's inaccurate.
Oh, I'm sorry, can you tell us where Christine Banfield's cell phone was used to communicate on FetLife or Telegram?
It was used for FetLife On February 14th, 2023.
You had not testified to that before. I'm sorry, when was it used on February 14th?
Just after midnight.
The phone, Christine Banfield's cell phone.
The same model cell phone, yes.
Ah, okay. A Samsung S21 was used on FetLife on January 14th.
Correct.
Okay. So going back to, we have no other usage of FetLife or Telegram with Christine's phone as this progresses beyond January 14th when we have an unknown S21 using FetLife, correct?
February 14th, but correct.
Okay, sorry. All right, so when we then look to, let's say, our next event on January 23rd, you've told us that 1122, the CBRN at Gmail, CBRN920 Gmail is logged into on the laptop, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you gave us 6 exhibits to show that Brendan Banfield was not at home when the FetLife chat was initiated, some 7 minutes later, correct?
Correct.
Okay, but you have not told us where Juliana Perez Magales was, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and we see from the FetLife chat, I'm going to ask the court to share Defense 191. I've got 181.
191.
191, but Judge, I have 181 pulled up instead. We can just talk about it. In Defense Exhibit 191, one of the FetLife chats, we see the discussion between parties, and the Anastasia persona says, "How has been your experience so far?" Correct?
Correct.
Okay. On January 30th of 2023 at 10:47 p.m., the CBRN 920 at Gmail account logs in to FetLife again, correct?
It does, I believe.
Okay, and we went through 7 exhibits to show that Brendan Banfield was in Reston near the Lifetime Fitness at 10:52 p.m. But Juliana Perez Magales was at home, correct?
I believe she was.
Okay, and had been since she left Lifetime ahead of Brendan Banfield, correct?
I believe she also arrived ahead of him, but yes.
Okay, and in Defense 194, we looked at the FetLife chats and we see again the phrasing, "I don't plan on having many people anyways." That was one of the chats that occurred while Juliana was home and Brendan was at somewhere, correct?
It's a portion of the activity that occurred that evening.
Okay. Looking at February 7th of 2023, 10:02 p.m., CBRN logs into the laptop, FetLife, and we have 4 exhibits to show us that Brendan Banfield is at a Sunoco, correct?
I can't see them, but I believe that's
Okay,
accurate.
and we don't have any idea why he's hanging out at a Sunoco at 10 p.m., do we?
I assume getting gas, but I don't know. I was not there.
He's there for a bit, correct?
3 minutes?
Okay, all right. So looking then at February 13th of 2023, 7:33 a.m., we have the CBRN login, again on the laptop, again to FetLife, and again we have 7 exhibits to show that Brendan Banfield is not in the home, but we don't know anything about Juliana, but for the fact that she's at home, correct?
Yes, and the fact that
Well, that was the answer to my question, thank you. On February 17th, same story, 11:19, CBRN login on the laptop. He's not at the house, 6 exhibits to show us he's not at the house, but we got nothing on Juliana Perez Magales, and we have a FetLife exchange that asks something about liking Nurse in the Scrub, correct?
again, not seeing it, but it sounds accurate.
Okay. February 19th, 2023. The laptop is looking for secure messaging apps. You brought out the fact that the 2-factor authentication codes that are sent to the phone are not deleted. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, but these are text messages that come through. You have requested this code if you didn't call for help, right? Something to that effect. We all get
Essentially.
those all the time, right?
We do.
Okay.
I do.
I do. All right, and when we move on to February 20th, 2023, at 10:58 We've got the laptop at home in use. And again, the location data suggests that both Juliana and Brendan are at Lifetime Fitness, right? Do you remember this one? This one's noteworthy because she's not on FetLife.
She being,
Christine, presumably, right? The laptop is not on FetLife. The laptop is not on Telegram during this window when Juliana and Brendan are both absent from the home.
that might be. I'd have to look, but I think there was a period of time. There's obviously a period of time before the activity occurs where
Okay.
I don't know where everybody is.
Right. Well, but we know that the adults are out of the house, but for Christine, presumably, and she's not using this opportunity to hook up online, right?
I guess that's fair.
Okay. But as soon as Juliana gets home, which we know because her iPhone connects to the home network at 11:06, by 11:08, we're logged on, talking on FetLife, right?
Possibly, I'd have to see the slides, but that sounds right.
Okay, I'm just noting from your testimony. If it sounds incorrect, let me know, we can dig in. But to the best of your recollection, did you testify that 11:08 CBRN is logged on, and then from that point, we move forward to chats with FetLife?
It sounds accurate, yes.
Okay. At 11:58 that same night, Christine Banfield's phone sends a text message to Brendan Banfield, I think it's Facebook Messenger again, saying that she's going to bed. Bring up the toilet paper, and Brendan responds, "I'll be up in a couple," correct?
I remember that, yes.
Okay, and then we see that Christine's phone, again, the phone, continues to browse Shein, nursing schools, and pens, right?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, meanwhile, literally 2 minutes later, Telegram is in use on the laptop, correct?
Sounds accurate.
Right, so on the dot, midnight, that Telegram call takes place on the laptop. 2 minutes after her husband says, "I'll be up in a couple." Correct?
Sounds accurate, yes.
Okay. Moving to February 21st, this one didn't fall into your timeline, but did you see the Google return? And let me just show you, Commonwealth's 243, Judge, I would offer at this point in time. And if I can have that displayed to the witness and to counsel.
All right.
Mr. Litzky, do you recognize this magnet report? I'm going to scroll down so you can see the processing details and then the extraction location, and then here we have the activity. Is this a magnet report from the Commonwealth's extractions of the devices?
This is not one I've seen before.
Okay. If I were to draw your attention to the device, as a Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, which we understand to be Mr. Banfield's phone, does that help you identify this document?
I believe that's the model phone he has, but this document looks like it was generated 2 days ago.
Correct. Because again, it's an extraction, it's a report from the previous extraction. Are you telling me you don't recognize the phone as the defendant's?
I believe that's the model phone he had, yes.
Okay. Do you need another minute to look at this?
I haven't really seen anything to,
How about that? Is that helpful?
okay.
Okay. And we can see that we've got the extraction, we've got the dump data, and then we see that this is a search performed on Google by Mr. Banfield's phone on February 21st, 2023 at 11:35 a.m. searching delete your activity, Android, Google account help. Is that correct?
It is.
Okay, Your Honor, the Commonwealth would offer this in evidence as Commonwealth's 243.
Any objection? Put your microphone on again. What's your legal objection?
Legal objection, it's hearsay. It's Detective Miller's report. It's a way of getting around their expert coming to testify.
All right. Yes, sir.
Judge, it's an extraction and a magnet report based on the extraction, the same thing this gentleman's been testifying to as materials that he reviewed to perform his
If
analysis.
you want to approach.
Sure.
I just haven't seen. Sorry, 243 in evidence. Sorry. 243 in evidence.
Thank you. All right, so again, we've identified this is a Google search for delete your activity Android Google account help, correct?
It is.
Okay. February 23rd, 2023, we've got at 9:25 p.m., this is the night before the murder, all of the devices are home, correct?
Can you say the time again, please? I'm sorry.
9:25 p.m., February 23rd, 2023, night before the murder. All of the devices are home.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and from 9:25 to 9:40, the laptop is looking at Dominican resorts, correct?
I believe that's accurate, yes.
Okay, but for 2 minutes, 9:35 to 9:37, when someone hops on Telegram real quick, sends a message, and then pops back off, right?
That is accurate, the
Okay.
timing.
We don't see Telegram in use on the laptop again until 11 o'clock that night.
Correct?
The same time that we see Christine Banfield's phone pick up the search for Punta Cana resorts, correct?
It wasn't a search, it was a message with a link to a specific resort.
Okay, great. The phone gets busy planning this vacation. Accurate?
Sure, yes.
Okay. You pointed out that there was a gap in the phone usage from 9:51 to 11 o'clock when it picks up with the resort, correct?
That was only with regard to either messaging or website visitation.
Okay. You can't say that Christine and Brendan weren't planning a family vacation. Can you?
I can't say they weren't.
Correct. You don't know. They could have been sitting at the kitchen table planning a family vacation that night. You have no way of knowing, right?
I do not.
Okay. And we only have those 2 minutes of Telegram usage. You can't say that he didn't hop on the laptop really quick, check Telegram while she was in the bathroom, hopped off before she got back to their vacation planning, can you?
I cannot.
Okay. But at 11 p.m., we know that the two devices diverge in what they're doing. The laptop moves into heavy, sustained Telegram usage with Joe Ryan, and the phone goes off to bed searching for vacations.
I didn't say, and I don't think I could say that the phone's necessarily separated physically. There's no evidence to suggest that they did or didn't.
Okay, okay, but their usage certainly separates in tenor, if you will.
The laptop transitioned to Telegram and FetLife centric activity, and the phone, started with the vacation messaging and then just went into benign activity, minimal benign activity after that.
All right, Judge, I would ask the court to share Commonwealth's 209 with the witness and counsel. Start at the top. Mr. Litzky, does this one look familiar to you?
It does. It does and it doesn't, but
Okay.
it does.
Well, do you recognize this as a report from the extraction of Christine Banfield's cell phone?
I believe that's what it is. I thought the extraction from her cell phone had a different name, but Otherwise, it comports with
Okay.
that, yes.
And you were able to register from this document the activity of Christine Banfield's cell phone on the morning of the murder, is that correct?
Yes, I see that.
Judge Commonwealth would offer this as Commonwealth's 209.
Any objection?
There you
Okay, 209.
Okay, and we can see from this document that at 6:46 a.m., Christine Banfield's phone is shut down, correct?
This would indicate that a shutdown profile was initiated, yes.
And Judge, if I can cut and move to Commonwealth's 207. This is do you recognize this document?
I believe I've seen this, yes.
Okay, and this is just the deeper dive into what the phone did as it began its shutdown procedure, is that correct?
Correct.
Commonwealth would offer this as 207.
Any objection?
Okay.
207.
So with Christine's phone powered off at 6:46 a.m., we then know that Mr. Banfield is, as you correctly stated, seen on surveillance video at the McDonald's at 7:29 a.m., correct?
I think from about 7:20 to 7:37, yes.
Okay, he's there a while, correct?
He leaves and returns.
Okay, and then he goes into the bathroom for 7 minutes, right?
I believe that's about accurate, yes.
And at 7:24, you've told us that Juliana's steps stop. She's just waiting in her car, correct?
I don't know where she was or what she was doing, but her step count stopped, and I believe that's consistent with what from interviews and other witness statements, yes, that comports.
Okay, but you didn't track her travel to someplace else, correct? You said you don't know that she's waiting in her car, but you know she didn't go anywhere else, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And at 7:37, you know from the call records that Mr. Banfield receives a phone call from Juliana, correct?
Correct.
Okay. He does not call 911, correct?
I don't believe he did.
Okay. And at 7:42, you told us that Juliana is moving again.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So from approximately 7:25, 7:30, we have both Juliana and Mr. Banfield just not going anywhere, correct?
And out of the house, correct.
Okay. Couple of things I want to ask you about. Not sure if you can answer, but did you notice that on January 13th and 14th, there was no activity on FetLife or on Telegram while Juliana and Mr. Banfield were out of state?
I'm not sure I noticed all of those things put together, but I know there were periods of inactivity, yes.
Okay, and another such period of inactivity was January 31st to February 1st when Brendan and Juliana were together in Winchester, Virginia?
That I am more familiar with, yes.
Okay. And just to be perfectly clear, we've been through a lot here, and we've made it very clear, I think, that you can only testify to what the phones were doing. You cannot tell us who was manipulating the phones. You cannot tell us who made the phones do the things. You can only tell us what the phones were doing, what the laptop was doing, and where it was located when those acts occurred, correct?
That's one part of my analysis.
Okay, thank you. I don't have anything further, Judge.
Redirect.
Mr. Litzky, in terms of your testimony, when you're looking at devices, you're looking to determine if there are points or there are times when devices can be taken or can be moved or taken away from the person who would otherwise be, it would be their device, correct?
Yes, in a scheme as the one described in this investigation or the one alleged in this investigation, absolutely.
And you're talking about a scheme, you're talking about a catfishing scheme, right?
That is correct.
And so one of the items that you look to is where are gaps where control can be lost, correct?
Yes, not only gaps where control could be lost, but gaps where there was positive control, if that makes sense.
And what do you mean by positive control?
Well, on the night of the 23rd of February, we have sustained activity from 10:59 p.m. through 11:49 p.m. So that's almost an hour. It's 15 minutes. So that's an hour where a laptop, to Ms. Sands' point, that maybe was being shared together as a vacation was being planned. We have a phone that's still active and in use. So that's a full hour where the laptop is just, missing based on one aspect of this theory. And that's, inconsistent with somebody who might be used to having their device close by. On the night of January 17th, we have the FetLife photograph downloaded to Ms. Banfield's laptop at, I think, 10:03 p.m. And then 45 minutes later is when it was edited and uploaded to the FetLife site. So whoever performed the activity at 10:48 that evening and manipulated the photo and uploaded it and created FetLife had to have known and been the one that downloaded it 45 minutes earlier at 10:03. So that's a gap where either the entire laptop was, out of Ms. Banfield's possession through the government's theory, or somebody went in, performed some activity, got out, came back 45 minutes later, took the laptop and continued what they were doing. So there are stretches. It may not just be for a 2-minute instance when somebody's at the bathroom. And my analysis and my opinions transcend the entirety of the window here from January 9th up to the morning of February 24th. So one instance might be explainable. 3 becomes a bit of a pattern. More than that becomes a trend. So I'm looking at this activity over time, over space, happening again and again and again and again, and whether or not it makes sense that the mechanics of the theory of catfishing sort of sustain over that time period, and I hope that makes sense. I'm also looking for consistencies in witness statements. I'm looking at whatever other data points I can observe in the analysis.
Now, with regard to a theory such as catfishing, there are inconsistencies that you look for if you're
Objection leading.
correct?
Sustained.
What, if any, inconsistencies would you look for if you were investigating catfishing? Or consistencies?
Well, there are a number of things that to me don't make sense. So the idea of, say, deleting the Telegram two-factor authentication message so that Ms. Banfield would not see it in the morning and realize that somebody had tampered with her device.
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Should I just rephrase or?
No, we have the next question.
Okay.
Thank you.
In terms of the data that you've analyzed, well, let me start over and ask you this way. These 3 accounts that were created in January are inextricably intertwined, correct?
They are.
Objection leading.
Sustained.
What, if any, connection is there between these 3 accounts?
They are intertwined. As I believe I testified, the Gmail account was used to set up the FetLife account. The FetLife account was used to transition certain parties over to Telegram communication so that whoever set up the FetLife account needed to have access to and be aware of the Gmail account. Whoever was using the Telegram account in this instance needed to be aware of the FetLife account and the Gmail account. Unless you knew it existed and knew what the password was, you wouldn't log into it. You couldn't log into it. It's, you know, it's like every other Gmail account we don't know about.
And that would get everything else started, correct?
Objection leading.
Sustained leading.
And would that be required for the other two accounts?
Yes, the Gmail account was required to set up the FetLife account, access to the Gmail account to confirm the FetLife account, and the Telegram account was dependent on the FetLife account. So anybody who has knowledge of any one of the three accounts, it owns them all, in essence. You wouldn't stumble upon the Telegram account and just pick up a conversation that's been
Objection
on.
calls for speculation.
Sustained is speculation.
What's the likelihood of discovering an account such, or
Objection foundation.
Finish your question.
what's the likelihood of continuing conversations that you discover that come from FetLife or from Telegram?
Objection foundation.
Sustained is the foundation if you know the foundation.
In terms of the theory of catfishing, did you have an opinion as to whether the alleged scheme by the Commonwealth is consistent or inconsistent with catfishing?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Have I asked that question?
And many more, but yes.
Yes. Let's call your attention to 7:33 on February 24, 2023. Do you
AM,
remember?
yes.
Do you remember what 7:33 a.m.?
Yes.
Do you remember what device was being used at that time?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
What, if any, based upon what you know through your investigation, were you able to conclude whether or not Christine Banfield had lost control of her device on that day?
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustain the objection.
Your Honor, it's based upon his
If you want to
investigation.
approach, we can do talking objections.
In terms of January 9th, is it true that, well, what if
Objection leading.
anything would someone need to know in order to carry on these other account openings?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled, if you can answer, that's fine.
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
As to January 9th, what, if anything, would someone need to know in order to open up these other accounts?
So January 9th was the email account opening, the Gmail account opening. You just have to know how to open an account on Gmail, I guess. I'm sorry if I'm missing.
Well, okay, and if you did not open up that account on Gmail, how would you know, what other means by which could you know about these other accounts?
Objection calls for speculation.
I sustain the objection to that question.
In examining the accounts that are at the heart of this, which would be the Gmail account, the FetLife account, and the Telegram account, we've already gone over. Gmail is crucial to that, correct?
It started, yes, it was required for the FetLife account.
And in order to open the Telegram account, you would need the Gmail account?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustain.
Okay. If you were not present at the Gmail account, would it be possible to open up the Telegram after it had been created?
The Telegram was not dependent on the Gmail account, but it fed off the FetLife account, which was dependent on the Gmail account.
Okay, and so, same question. If you weren't involved in setting up the suspect Gmail account, would you be able to communicate on FetLife?
Objection calls for speculation.
Overruled, if you can answer this one.
I'm sorry, could you ask it again, please?
If you weren't involved in setting up the Gmail account on January 9th, would you be able to participate in FetLife conversations when that was open on January 17th?
No, you couldn't operate FetLife without access to the Gmail account.
And counsel has said to you that you can't know who's behind any particular device, correct?
Correct.
And in digital forensics, that's generally the way it
Objection
goes,
leading.
correct?
Overruled, if you answered.
Generally, but inferences can be made with additional context and additional data points.
And so the analysis and the experience that one requires in order to come to those conclusions is in replace of having an eyewitness or having a camera or anything like that.
Objection
correct?
leading.
Sustained.
What are the tools that you use in order to arrive at conclusions, other than having
Objection
a camera?
asked and answered.
Sustained, asked and answered.
Other than having a camera on someone and knowing if they're using a device, what, if anything, can you do as a digital forensic examiner in order to arrive at opinion relating to use of device or not using their device?
Well, quite simply, if there are 3 people involved in an allegation and 2 people can be confirmed out of the house, then I think a strong inference can be made that the third person in the house is responsible for device activity or internet activity, account activity that occurs from the house.
Now, was the Telegram application always on the laptop?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
All right, you can have a seat, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
I assume he's not subject to recall, correct?
No.
Okay, you're free to go if you'd like, or you can stay. All right, thank you. I think we'll go ahead and take our afternoon break. That sound good? All right, let's go ahead and take our 15-minute afternoon break. Please don't do any outside research, and do not talk to anybody about the case, okay? Thank you. If I could have the attorneys approach for us for a second. Recess till 3:35.
All rise.